Picture a world where ice and fire collide, where the North Sea roars with untamed fury. In the 8th century, a young Viking named Bjorn stands on a jagged cliff, his eyes fixed on the horizon. A longship slices through the waves below, its dragon prow snarling defiance against the gods. This is the dawn of the Viking Age, when men like Bjorn carved legends with steel and courage. The wind lashes his hair, carrying the scent of salt and pine from the fjord. At just 16, his heart burns with dreams of raids that will echo in sagas for generations. Let's step into his world, a land of warriors, gods, and unrelenting ambition. The Viking Age erupted around 793 AD, when the raid on Lindisfarne sent shockwaves through Christian Europe, hailing from what we now call Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. Vikings were driven by scarce farmland and a hunger for wealth. Their longships, crafted from oak and genius, could navigate rivers or cross oceans, making them lords of the seas. Bjorn's village, nestled in a misty fjord, is a cluster of longhouses clinging to the cliffs. Every morning, the sea beckons, offering both bounty and betrayal. As the sun rises, painting the cliffs in hues of gold, Bjorn grips his father's axe in a frost-bitten clearing. His muscles strain, the axe heavy as he swings at a wooden post. Splinters flying, strike true or die forgotten. His father growls, his voice as rough as the granite beneath their boots. Bjorn's sweat mingles with dew, his breath clouding in the icy air. From childhood, Viking boys trained to wield axes, swords, and shields with deadly precision. Strength meant survival. A weak arm meant a forgotten grave. Bjorn's heart thunders, fueled by visions of distant shores and treasures won in battle. To become a warrior was to become a god among men, a dream worth any pain. His father's raven-sharp eyes track every move. The gods are watching. Boy, he says, pointing to the sky, fail them, and you fail us all. Bjorn swings harder, the axe biting deep, wood cracking under his will. Each strike is a vow to his family, his Jarl, and Odin himself. Warriors were the heartbeat of Viking society. Not just fighters, but protectors and providers through daring raids. These weren't reckless attacks. Raids targeted wealthy monasteries or rival tribes, bringing gold, slaves, and livestock to sustain entire communities. Bjorn feels this weight as he trains, every effort tied to his people's survival. Yet, the cost is steep. Many warriors vanish, their bones claimed by the sea or foreign fields. As dusk blankets the fjord, the village gathers in the longhouse, its walls adorned with shields that gleam in the firelight. The Jarl, Ragnar, a giant scarred by countless battles, rises, his presence silencing the room. Across the sea lies Lindisfarne, rich with gold and guarded only by praying monks, he declares, his voice shaking the rafters. Who will sail with me to seize its treasures? Bjorn's pulse races, his first raid calling like a siren song. Fear claws at him. Will he prove worthy or fall beneath an enemy's blade? The men roar, raising horns of mead, their shadows dancing like wraiths on the walls. Tomorrow, they sail into history, and Bjorn's fate teeters on the edge of glory or oblivion. The air grows thick with anticipation, the fire crackling as if echoing the gods' approval. Bjorn clutches his Thor's hammer amulet, whispering a prayer for courage. This moment, this call to greatness, marks the beginning of his saga. But glory demands a price, one he's yet to grasp. The Longhouse pulses with energy. Warriors boasting of past raids, their laughter masking the dread of what lies ahead. Bjorn sits quietly, his mind swirling with visions of blood and gold. His mother, Astrid, watches from across the room, her eyes heavy with unspoken worry. "Come back to me, my son," she whispers, her words lost in the din. Outside, the wind howls, as if the gods themselves are stirring, ready to test these mortal men. The sea awaits, vast and merciless, a crucible where heroes are forged or broken. Now, let's sail with Bjorn across the stormy North Sea, where fate and fury await on distant shores. The longship cuts through towering waves, its oars beating like the heart of a giant. Bjorn grips the rail, salt spray stinging his face, the dragon prow leading them toward destiny. Above, storm clouds churn, lightning flashing like Thor's hammer, striking the heavens. The warriors chant to the god of thunder, their voices rising above the wind's howl. Bjorn's friend Sven, wiry and quick, leans close, his grin sharp. They say the monks have no swords. Easy glory, he says, but his eyes betray a flicker of fear. Bjorn nods, his stomach twisting, knowing glory or death awaits. The Vikings' longships were miracles of engineering, shallow drafted to slip into rivers, swift enough to outrun any pursuit. This voyage to Lindisfarne in 793 AD was a bold strike, one that would etch their name in terror across Europe. Bjorn scans the horizon. The endless waves a reminder of the god's might. He wonders if Odin watches, weighing his worth in the balance. Night falls, stars piercing the clouds, guiding the ship toward an unknown shore. The men grow silent, each lost in thoughts of home or the halls of Valhalla. Across the sea, another world awaits, one of faith and fragility. In Lindisfarne's monastery, Brother Alcuin kneels in prayer, his soft chants blending with the evening's hum. Candlelight bathes the stone walls, gold crosses and silver chalices gleaming like stars. Rumors of northern raiders have reached Alcuin, but he clings to God's protection. Surely no man would defile this holy place, he murmurs, his voice trembling with hope. How wrong he is. The Vikings are coming, their gods thirsting for chaos. This clash of worlds, pagan against Christian, is a spark that will set Europe ablaze. The monks' faith will meet the Vikings' steel, and only one will stand. Back on the ship, Bjorn feels the weight of his axe, its edge honed to cleave bone. "Will I be brave?" he whispers, the words swallowed by the wind. Sven slaps his shoulder, his voice fierce. "Brave or dead, brother, we'll face it together." Dawn breaks, revealing a thin line of green against the grey sea. Ragnar stands at the prow, his scarred face unreadable, and signals the attack with a raised fist. The longship beaches silently, warriors leaping ashore, their boots sinking into the sand. Bjorn's heart thunders as they charge toward the monastery, axes flashing in the morning light. Chaos erupts, monks scream, fleeing as the Vikings storm the sacred halls. Blood stains the stone floors, gold ripped from altars, the air thick with terror and smoke. Take the gold, leave the weak Ragnar bellows, his sword dripping red. Bjorn hesitates, locking eyes with a young monk, no older than himself, cowering in a corner. The monk's eyes plead for mercy, but the shouts of Bjorn's comrades drown out his thoughts. In a flash, he grabs a chalice and turns away. The monk sobs, echoing in his soul. The raid ends swiftly, the Vikings retreating with treasures and slaves, leaving Lindisfarne in flames. Bjorn runs to the ship, his hands trembling, glory tasting like ash in his mouth. With Lindisfarne behind them, let's follow Bjorn back to his village, where triumph and tragedy weave the next chapter of his saga. The longship sails home, heavy with plunder, the sea now calm, as if sated by the bloodshed. Bjorn stands at the prow, clutching the stolen chalice. Its cold metal, a reminder of the lives he's shattered. The village erupts in cheers as the warriors return, women and children rushing to embrace them. Odin smiles on us. Ragnar roars, holding a golden cross aloft, its gleam mocking the heavens. Astrid pulls Bjorn close, her eyes searching his face. "What did you see, my son?" she asks, her voice barely above a whisper. He can't answer. The weight of his first kill pressing against his chest. The glory he sought feels hollow. Yet his saga has begun. The raid on Lindisfarne sent shockwaves through Europe, chronicled in the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle as a divine punishment. For the Vikings, it was a triumph, fueling raids across England, Ireland, and beyond. Bjorn, now blooded, feels the eyes of his village upon him. He's no longer a boy, but the cost of manhood is a scar on his soul. Winter cloaks the fjord, and Bjorn trades his axe for a plough, working the frozen fields. A warrior's life isn't just battle, it's toil, trade, and tales by the firelight. At night, the skald weaves sagas of gods and heroes, his voice hypnotic. Bjorn listens, dreaming of his own story. But peace is a fleeting guest. Ragnar calls the thing, a gathering, to settle disputes, and Bjorn speaks, his voice steady. The elders nod, seeing a warrior's strength in his words as much as his steel. Viking society balanced hierarchy and community, with jarls leading freemen like Bjorn and thralls below them. The thing revealed their value of order, where even a young warrior's voice carried weight. Bjorn's world is one of balance, war and peace, freedom and duty. Every choice shapes his honor, his family's future. Trouble brews as a rival jarl. Eric demands tribute, claiming the fjord's lands. Ragnar refuses, and the village braces for war. Bjorn trains harder, his axe a blur, but doubt creeps in. "What if I fail?" he whispers to Sven under a starlit sky. Sven laughs, his grin fierce. "Then we'll feast in Valhalla together." brother. Dawn breaks on a hill, slick with dew. Eric's champion, a towering brute, mocking Bjorn with a laugh. Steel clashes, blood spills, and Bjorn's shield shatters under the onslaught. With a desperate cry, he drives his axe into the giant's chest, collapsing as the crowd roars. Victory is his, but at what cost? As the dust of battle settles, let's walk with Bjorn through the aftermath, where loss and honor shape his path and the heart of Viking life. Victory strengthens the village, but the price is heavy. Sven lies dead, his eyes staring blankly at the sky. A brother lost to the gods. Bjorn kneels beside him, whispering, "You'll drink with Odin tonight." Grief and pride war within him. This is the Viking way. The village mourns, their pyre's flames reaching for the heavens, honoring the fallen. Bjorn vows to live for Sven, his resolve hardening like iron. Viking warfare was relentless, with mass graves like those at Repton, England, revealing the brutality of their battles. Yet, they also sought peace through trade and alliances, as runestones attest. Bjorn's triumph is fleeting. The cycle of vengeance never truly ends. Rival clans watch, waiting for any sign of weakness. Back home, Bjorn trains his younger brother, Torvald, his voice firm but kind. "Swing with your heart, not just your arm," he says, passing on Sven's lessons. The village rebuilds, longhouses repaired, fields sown, but war's shadow lingers. Bjorn feels the weight of his role, not just a warrior, but a protector. At the next thing, he speaks of unity, his words carrying the authority of a man who's faced death. The elders listen, and Astrid smiles, pride in her eyes. Viking religion shaped their world, with gods like Odin and Thor guiding their actions. Dying in battle meant Valhalla, a belief etched in runestones across Scandinavia. Bjorn wears his Thor's hammer amulet, praying for strength, but questions stir. Is glory worth the blood it demands? Spring blooms, and a new raid is planned. This time, to Frankia. Bjorn volunteers, seeking to honor Sven's memory. But his heart is heavy. The longship sails again. The sea, a mirror of his turmoil. He wonders if this raid will bring peace or more ghosts to haunt him. In Frankia, the raid is fiercer. The Franks fighting back with swords and fire. Bjorn battles a warrior, their eyes locking in mutual respect before steel decides their fate. He survives, but the losses mount. Another friend falls, and Bjorn carries his body to the ship, whispering apologies to the gods. The return is somber, the village's cheers muted by empty places at the feast. Bjorn sits alone, the chalice from Lindisfarne still in his hands, a relic of his first sin. Now, let's journey with Bjorn into the twilight of his years, where battles give way to legacy and the eternal call of the sea. Years pass, and Bjorn, now grizzled, stands before a runestone carved for Sven. His sons train nearby, their laughter echoing his youth, a reminder of time's relentless march. He's raided distant shores, traded in bustling markets, and spoken at countless things. His name is sung in sagas, but he wonders, was it enough? Live bravely, but love fiercely. He tells his sons, his voice soft but firm. A warrior's true legacy isn't gold, it's the lives he shapes. The early Viking Age reshaped Europe, from Dublin's founding to the Norman conquest. Their beliefs, blending courage and fatalism, influenced art, law, and exploration. Bjorn's story is one of thousands, each a thread in the Viking tapestry. Their world was harsh, but their passion for life burns in history's pages. As dusk falls, Bjorn stands on a cliff, the fjord stretching to the horizon. His axe rests at his side, his heart full of battles, won and lost. The wind carries the sea's song, a reminder of the forces that shaped him. His saga isn't over, it lives in his sons, his people, his story. What can we learn from Bjorn's saga? Courage isn't just facing battle, it's confronting fears in our relationships, careers, and dreams. Like the Vikings, we must balance strength with wisdom, action with reflection, take risks, but build something lasting: family, community, legacy. Archaeology shows Vikings rebuilt after every loss, from burned villages to fallen warriors. We too can rise, adapt, and forge our own sagas. Live boldly, but let love and purpose guide you. That's the Viking way, a path for us all in this modern age. The sun sets, painting the sky in fire, and we fade from Bjorn's world, but their spirit endures, calling us to live with heart and honor. For the closing, let Wardruna Helvigen carry us out, its haunting Norse vocals and primal rhythm echoing the Viking soul. Its slow, powerful beat is perfect for fading on Bjorn's final gaze across the sea.